Adventurer, I'm well aware of the fact that you've missed the one-time only Lost Shores event, and it comes as no surprise to me. I've come prepared. Would you like to know the full extent of your misfortune? Good. Now pay attention. Here's my Lost Shores adventure recap. On the first day, the Karka, or Karka as I like to call them, a monstrous new species bent on destruction, bust out of the waters of the Lion's Arch Harbor. Players were tasked with defending the city of Lion's Arch's lighthouse against these strange invaders from the sea in a desperate battle for survival against lag, disconnects, phasing, and I guess the beasts themselves. After successfully surviving the attacks from the Karka, their babies and their babies' babies, and collecting samples, the first event was completed. Yes, adventurer, this was when the lighthouse was destroyed. Interested adventurers could, at this point, start contributing to the relief effort or be deputized to help with the investigation into the appearance of these formidable new creatures. Contributing donations gave players tokens to be used on various items, and the investigation turned out to be yet another scavenger hunt, much like the one we saw during the Halloween event. The investigation saw Inspector Ellen Keel, Researcher Levy, Miana, and even Zomoro send players all over Tyria once more and rewarded them with information, karma, and some other goodies that weren't really worth mention. If that somehow wasn't enough, the first day of the Lost Shores weekend event also treated players to a new dungeon called the Fractals of the Mists and a new PvP map, the Temple of the Silent Storm. The dungeon, as it turns out, is some of ArenaNet's best work to date. In it, you'll be pitted against a series of fractal mini-dungeons that get harder as you progress, giving you unlimited levels of challenge, a new condition called Agony, and some pretty good loot to boot. Even some of those shiny new ascended items added with this update. The PvP map is set on a snowy Kodan iceberg and has a distinctive look and feel and a more vertical layout than previous maps. Tons of fun, and with these you got lucky. They are both permanent additions to the game. You don't deserve them. Day 2 of the event began with yet another expected assault on the city. The Karka were back and nastier than ever. But this time, considering the lighthouse was already destroyed, the city of Lion's Arch had nothing to lose and they were ready for some payback. The Lion Guard constructed catapults and concocted a sneaky solvent for players to apply to their weapons that worked wonders. The creepy crustacean menace was driven back in mere moments, and after a brief celebration, a counter-offensive was launched on the Karka colony of South Sun Cove in the Sea of Sorrows. A ship was ready to transport able-bodied combatants to either the Lion or the Pride waypoints top left or top right of the small yet beautiful map. There they would meet up with Ellen Keel once more to start wresting control of the island back from the Karka. The beach was the first to be taken, then heading further inland to set up a camp, participate in a little deforestation, build a bridge, and set up another camp, all the while doing glorious battle with Karka every step of the way. After this trailblazing expedition, everyone took a little break, did the 2 new jump-in puzzles on the island that were both well worth doing, and patiently waited for the big finale. Day 3 started with a fierce push from Ellen Keel, a demolition squad, and an army of players into the Karka nesting grounds and main hive, to lace the place with far more explosives than seemed necessary, which was, obviously, exactly the right amount. Don't you agree, adventurer? Of course you do. After that dastardly deed was done, the ancient Karka we saw in Lion's Arch reappeared or emerged across the map, and needed a bit of encouragement to get where it needed to be. The hive. After defeating its reinforcements, felling trees on it, defeating more of its reinforcements, dropping rocks on it, defeating yet more reinforcements that just wouldn't stop coming, and then finally exploding gas geysers under it, it reached the lair still in one piece. And then after all of this, to prove that the ancient Karka was even hardier than anyone possibly thought it could ever be, battle was done up the hive and then back down the hive, all the while webs were being removed from the previously placed explosives to detonate them and prepare the beast for its demise. The final battle lasted a mere moment before the ancient Karka pulled a Terminator, dying, coming back, and then dying again in a pool of molten hot lava. It won't be back, adventurer. It definitely won't. Participants in the culmination of this one-time only event were rewarded with what was most likely, not certainly, but most likely the largest chest ever filled with exotics, 20 slot bags, and all sorts of other goodies. But that's it for the event. More was added too, including crafting resources, consortium chests, armor and weapon skins, minis, a new upgrade type called Infusion, events and achievements, but none of that really matters now, seeing that the event is over and done with, and you did miss it. You can, however, still visit the new zone, try the jump-in puzzles out, and if you so desire, do the new dungeon or engage in glorious battle on the new PvP map. The lot of it. So go. Go now, and happy adventuring in Guild Wars 2. Happy that.